Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about XML. What is XML? It is extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. So which is going to use to store and transport the data in between applications. XML is extensible markup language and it is going to use to store and transport the data in between the applications. So what is the meaning of this? See, in daily life, we are going to use many applications, right? So while using that application, we are going to provide our data to that application, right? So that data, if like if you are using example e-commerce application, so there you are going to enter your details, user details, and while accessing that application, you are going to connect to the other application like banking. So in between this e-commerce application and banking application, there is a need of exchanging the data. So that exchanging of data is going to be done by using the XML format. So before that, first we should know what is the syntax of XML. So compared to HTML and XML, so here HTML it is hypertext markup language and XML is extensible markup language. So what is the difference? Both are markup languages which are different from programming languages which don't require any compiler to run the code, right? So here coming to HTML, you are going to use predefined tags, whereas XML you can use of like user defined tags. You can use of user defined tags. So here coming to HTML, like what is the meaning of tag here? Whatever you are writing in less than and greater than that, we call it as a tag, right? So this is one of the tag. So here while writing user defined tag, you can write by using any text, but it should be in less than and greater than symbol, right? So this HTML is a here predefined tag, whereas XML it is a user defined tag. So you are going to write XML as like HTML in the form of tags. Then coming to HTML, it is going to tell like data how it should look. Okay, it is going to represent the data how it should look. Okay, whereas coming to XML, it is going to tell what data it is. Okay, so here we have HTML, it is going to represent the data like how it should display on a web page. Whereas coming to XML, what data it is going to represent. Sorry. So these are the difference between HTML and XML. So coming to why we are going to use XML, why we can't change whatever data we are giving. So how why we can't share that same thing to the other application? Suppose I have stored this, okay. So here so if I share this like this data to other application, so how it can understand whether what is this? It is a name or address or anything. Suppose you are giving any number. So what is this? Is it belongs to age or date of birth or any price or any, like what we have, like any number which tells about user specifications. So what is the type? What is it belongs to? Whether this, suppose let us say it is understand that it is a name. Okay, whose name is that? Whether it is employee or student or anything, or any organization name. So how we should understand? So because of that, we have like XML. Okay, so we are going to label this data by using the user defined tags. So suppose it is a employee name, I am going to give this label as ename, employee name. Okay, so then coming to, if it is the age, then I am going to label it as age with the tag age. Okay, so like this, before sharing this data, you are going to store it into tags. You are going to label them. Then you can transport this data to other application where you require this data. Okay, so that is the use of writing XML code. Okay, so next year we will understand how to write the XML code. So first you need to include this while writing XML code, that is XML version. You can specify the version. Okay, next you are going to use encoding. Then you are going to tell it as UTF-8. So what is the meaning of this line? Here XML, it is going to start with the version. Okay, XML, it is a tag and which is having attributes of version and encoding. So what are the use of these attributes? Version means it is going to tell which version of XML you are going to use. Okay, that you can specify with the version attribute. Then coming to encoding, what is this UTF-8? Like universal transformation format. If you are using this format, then this data will be understood by any system or any platform or any language or any website. Okay, so that is the use of adding this encoding UTF-8. So then now I want to store a student information into a XML file. So for that, I am giving first students. I don't want to store only one student information. I want to store many students of information into XML file. So that is the reason I have taken here my root element is students. So next, in this, I want to store one of the student information like student 1. Okay, so every element it is going to have open and closing tag. Please remember that. Okay, every tag here also are like HTML. Every tag it will have open and closing. And how to give these element names? As like you are following the rules to declare a variable in programming languages, right? Generally, how you are going to declare a variable? By using the data type, then you are going to give the variable name. So we need to follow the how we should give this name, right? We should not start with digit. Okay, it should be, we should not start it with like any underscore or any special symbol like that. Here also every element it will have some specific rules to give the name of the element. Okay, here like it should be start with alphabet. Okay, it can be alphanumeric, and we should not start with any symbol, special symbol or digit. So those are the rules to give the element name while writing the XML elements. Okay, so here student 1. So in this, again I want to give name of the student. Okay, so name, you can mention the name. So here, close this element. Then you can give the ID. Okay, so this is the ID I have. Suppose you want to store address also. So store the address. Okay, so like this, you can store the any number of students information into this. So copy this. Instead of 1 year, you can save 2. Then close the student 2. Here you can give the another name like I'm giving 2 roll number or ID. Then I'm changing the address. So like this, you can store many number of students information into this XML file. So after writing this, how to save this? You can save it in anywhere. Like I am going to save it on desktop. So on desktop, but you should be familiar with extension, that is you need to give .xml file. So I am giving my file name as student dot xml. Okay, file name dot, you need to mention the extension as XML. So just save it. So after saving, once if you go to that file, student, here is my file. Okay, so just click on it, right click on it or open with any browser. See like this, you can see the output. Means XML file, it is going to be stored data in the form of tree. You can see here the document tree is shown in below. So XML document, it is going to store the data in the form of a tree. Here the students is a nothing but root element. You know how the tree structure is, right? In tree, first element will be root node, then it will have child nodes, right? Again, that child node, it will have subchilds, right? So here also students is the root element. In that, again, child we have student 1 and student 2. And again, student 1 is having the child nodes like name, ID, and address. Okay. So this is the way of writing XML code and seeing whether it is properly nested. Suppose if while writing this, you have forgot to close this, you have some error, right? Let us check whether we can see the output or not. See, it will show the error. Error on line 12 at column 12, opening and ending tag mismatch, right? So like this, you can check the output and you can know the errors of XML file. Just refresh it. Now you are going to get the output, right? So now what is XML? So it is a file which is going to used to store data and to transport the data in between applications. Maybe you have done like a mobile application development course. There also you have the, you are going to create the layouts, application layout, how it should be, right? So there also to create the layout, you are going to use the XML code. Okay, and here one more thing. So this name can have and as like HTML file, XML file also, it can have the attributes. What is the meaning of attribute? Attribute is nothing but it is going to provide more information about the element, right? So here, example, if you take about HTML image, we have the image tag, right? So if you take image tag, img you are going to write, then you are going to mention the attribute like src, from where you want to get the file image. Then you are going to mention height, then you are going to mention the width, right? So what are all these? src, height and width are the attributes of image tag, right? So here also in XML, you can include the attributes. Suppose for name, you want to include the attributes. So I'm including like last name. Okay. So last name, I just include the initial. Okay. For here also name, you need to include last name. Okay. So like this, for any element, if you want to add the attribute, you can. Okay. Is it clear? See, if this for root element also you can include, suppose I want to include section. Okay, so section is equal to A, like this. Anywhere, wherever you require, you can include the attributes. So this is the way of writing XML. Then we are going to learn about another important topic, that is, what is the meaning of well-formed XML? What is the meaning of well-formed XML? So well-formed XML is nothing but checking the syntax rules. Checking the syntax rules of an XML document. So what is the meaning of here checking syntax rules? Means here you are going to check whether element name is properly mentioned or not. As I said, element name, while giving element name, you should follow the rules, right? So that element name is properly given, mentioned or not. Checking that is nothing but well formed, like checking syntax. Then every element it will have open and closing, right? So here you have given name while opening the tag. While closing the tag, if you have given like this, okay, while opening the tag, you have given spelling as NAME. While closing that, you may given by mistake NEME. Okay. So this will also come under syntax, like checking of the syntax. Okay. And in name, I have given like first name, and last name. So here, so for one student, you have given like this. Okay. For another student writing a student two information, if you have mentioned first last name, then next first name. So what is the order you have followed while writing student one? Same order you should follow while writing student two. It should be properly nested. Okay, so that elements are properly nested or not. Checking that concept also will come under well-formed XML document. Okay, so now we will discuss what is valid XML. Okay, so valid XML is nothing but it is well-formed, it is well formed, okay, and it is well formed, and it should follow, it should uh, follow DTD. Okay, valid XML is it is well formed and it should follow the structure of DTD. It is follow the structure of DTD or XSD. I'll write it again, DTD or XSD. Okay. So either if XML document follows any structure of DTD or XSD, then we can say that that XML file is a valid XML file. Is it clear? What we are discussing, like what is the meaning of valid XML? Checking how we are going to check whether XML file is valid or not. First of all, you should know how to check the well-formed XML. What is the meaning of well-formed XML? You are going to check whether that XML file is syntactically correct or not. Right? So here, after checking that, again you need to check whether that XML file is valid or not. How you are going to check? Before that, you should check whether it is well-formed or not. After checking that, then you should check with the DTD or XSD structure. So what is the meaning of DTD? It is document type definition. Okay. Then what is XSD? XML schema definition. DTD document type definition and XSD XML schema definition. Okay. So in next class, we are going to learn how to write DTD and how to write XSD. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for watching this video.